out, boarding pass. Couldn't catch me, I be moving fast. Call me a shooting star. Let 'em know who you are. Flying up in a bar. Wish on a star. Time to show 'em who's in charge. Call me a shooting star. Shooting stars. Didn't even get to bronze. I said I'm moving too far. Get to glance. Looking at a shooting star. Got more than a couple of people going mad. I swear they're rooting hard. Tell them I'd be big in a game like she went and got them breast implants. I said I'm moving too fast. Didn't even get a glance. I'm ready to eat up track like I'm seated in a restaurant. If you had swag like mine, you know it's best to flaunt. We aren't hating because you aren't. Shining like it's neon. Rock like kings of Leon. Shooting stars across the galaxy. I stand out, so don't be mad at me. Infiltration with my strategy. When I turn up, then I just have to leave. Shooting stars across the galaxy. I stand out, so don't be mad at me. Infiltration with my strategy. When I turn up, then I just have to leave.
Good morning, or whatever it is, wherever you are. Alright, so I think to get this going, I had to go find where my Python 3 was and explicitly call that. Data local programs. Let's see, we should be able to do. There's a Python. So apparently Twitch had done some work to get the Legion alerts working, but it seemed duplicating more than it should. Alright, so we should have client mods, and this is going to be client. I think. Well, it might be, it might be common. In which case, mods. Well, we would double check that. Legion expansion client. Okay, it is client only. Now, it's still going to be easier to do that than copying the file every time. Start of stuff copied directly. Okay, well that'll help a little bit as far as differencing things. Oh, the PA music is still slightly on. It's like, where's that music coming from? Did I have that turned down at system level? No. Hmm. Legion audio loaded. Function Legion audio, which is called here. So we capture the old process event. Okay, so that stuff might be, oh, this process event. Legion responses, if response. Oh. Was audio response model not made available from the original code? Shoot, I might be a little out of date there. Have to go into the live files. This is probably shared. No. What did I? Yeah, it should still be UI only. Okay, so this is live game audio. Or is it? Event type, subtype. Audio response model. Oh. Yep. They closured this, so there's might not really be a better way to do it. New instance, new instance, new instance, new instance. Can we get to the data? Responses are closured inside audio model. Response equals response. There is no return value. Response event type. If response and response dot trigger trigger. I'm not sure if those function definitions are properly scoped. Installed Legion client dev. And I don't really care. All right, but what we really want is this should have converted to live game. Nope. The function is in fact closured. And it was like audio model dot trigger process event. Don't think anything there is going to be useful. It doesn't return anything that we can work with. Everything here is inside this closure. There's the audio model. var music cue model. Nope. I think this code is too tightly closured. If we could get to an instance of this, we might be able to get the prototype of it and then work from there. But I don't believe it's exposed anywhere. All it does is directly trigger stuff behind the scenes. And trigger is just this sort of side effecty thing. Last trigger time. That probably means the Legion standard events can't talk to each other. Nope. Sorry. Oh, hey, Obs. Unfortunately, I think we're pretty much closure blocked here, so I'm just gonna make a little note to the person who requested help here. So I'm now I need to decide what to do next, since we can't really do anything here. I've been toying with the idea of taking the IRC chat stuff over to Hostable to make it sort of a auto host bot. Or of starting to look into the Stepmania modding. Because there's been a couple of little niggling things on that. And actually, I guess, that might be a nice little break from some of the other stuff we've been doing. Now, it's been a long time since I did that. So we're going to go back. Oh. Oops, okay. Forgot to update that. So I'm going to close you, close you, close you. Turn off the dev mods, which I think gets rid of that one as well. Okay, so that's that main line. This is that. So we need to go down to here to clean up server mods and client mods. Now, so we had, it's functionally a theme. We do have Git here. Actually, no, what we need is back one. Ew. Okay. Now, I also want to look at this history. Okay, so I never marked. We'll probably have to, well, I mean, this is just a README update. Arguably somewhere around here would be originally where the sort of 1.0 was. I don't really know if I even versioned it properly. What is theme info? Metrics, not really. Alright, there's somewhere I can return back to if I break anything. So now what did we want to do? Yep, that's still full screen. And did I? Actually, I might have changed. Well, I don't remember if I changed the screen size before. Okay. So what did I want to do? So the one, well, I should probably look at the notes, huh? Because I did have that up. Oop, wrong window. So this is general development notes. Oh, yep. Reload scripts, debug overlay. Ah. And I know there were some. Maybe flush log. Some things I used in occasion on here. There's a different reload. Send notes ended on occasion. Trace, Lua report script error. The reference. All right. Reinforced rows. I kind of want to move that over. And this is an interesting, because I tend to have my camera on the right. So the songs, well, the current song is there a bit. This one has not been super useful for me. It's kind of a, in theory, it's a sort of personal ranking system, but I don't really use it well. Back from select music should not exit the title. Might be a tough one. Yeah, we don't handle multiple players. So things I want to do are draw a curve to evaluate scale is right. Because for all I know, it could be much higher frequency, just how we interact with it. I'd like to get the song information more visible. It's like, this is removable. And so current song is nice, but that could be sacrificable. I mean, I guess switching the whole thing over here would be one solution. So where do we have that set up? Config. Is this it? This might be it. I have to remember where the heck everything is. They've got this odd sort of declarative screen model. And we set up all these actor frames. Song list overlays. Actually, do we have mid-score, score, wiggle, sample music? I don't seem to have metrics controlling the position of that stuff. Player options, total stages. Okay, so that's this, total stages. Stage 1. Maybe I allocated space for that. Left. Left text and right text. I think that's for debugging stuff. Help text is at the bottom. Okay, cost is down here. Oh no, that's the model when we're showing it. This is part of our center thing. Song list overlays. List. Song list. Ooh, song list item might be its own thing. So song list. Song list overlay. Is that screen width times 0.4? That would put us around there. Now, where is song? Zoom. So you're at 2.2. Oh, apparently I've added this since we were doing this. I wish I knew what you were talking about, son. Where is the... Yeah, I need to figure out how to shut that off. It's going to kill half my screen real estate. Something weird in the way they did the command syntax. Yeah, that is definitely a command thing. Which is a shame, because otherwise that would have been useful. So now we have to figure out what the heck mod am I using to do that. Well, meanwhile, what was it? No, that's debug. Control F2. Error running update function. $13.28. No. Okay, now I need to get you to shut the heck up. That is syntactic. How do you turn syntactic off? Isn't there a thing in... the setup that says which types? I specifically turned on Lua. All right, well, can we configure individual errors? Or actually, that would be a Lua check thing. Checkers. And it must have been while I was doing the OBS stuff that I went and turned that on. You know what? So in the OBS scripts, I might have some stuff. I know I was configuring the OBS object. OBS script. No, OBS script. Read globals. Ignore the global methods. Syntactic CPP config file. I wonder if that's a CPP specific thing. All right, how about Lua check? Syntactic. Documentation. Do we have... No, we don't have a warning number. Read-only globals, explicitly defined modules. Expected. Configuration file. No. List of warnings. Can I run this directly and maybe that will give me an error number? Because this seems like it might actually be having a problem parsing it. Can I enable and disable on a per project basis? Install. Install it in the environment. That would be a no. So we're essentially going to have to turn this off to make it shut the heck up. What's your comment character? Oh, I moved everything. Let's pick. Okay, so we don't get warnings because they use weird syntax, apparently. Now. No, it'd be notes. How the heck do we reload this thing? Control F2 to reload scripts. 1328. No. Pick. What? Bad argument to abs. Number expected got nil. Was that actually what I was doing? Well, no, and we're still getting the, well, it's hard to tell. What was it? Not overlay, it was, what is, oh, actually, that's just an option. Which, it's, okay, that sort of works. Toggle sample music off for now. I need report error. Oh, there it is. So how do I show okay, so that line is my reload. And Control F2 doesn't seem to do anything, even though it did do something. So how did we? Well, that's probably what we were doing to reload screen. 'Cause I remember going back and forth there a lot. So maybe reload scripts was not the thing. Anyway, now we can actually look at positions. Excuse me? I guess I have to do something. I guess I only save settings in certain scenarios. Okay. So we fixed that. Now, we didn't move anything. So what the heck did we change? It was a 0.22. Banner. It had been 0.4. So that didn't change anything. What the heck? Oh, because they reset themselves down here. Okay, so that appears to be the left position, whereas the other things were placed by center. So that's approximately right. Although, stuff we've got there, I'm not sure would fit over on the right. So we might actually want to go a little bit farther. No. Oh, wait. That gets it over there. So that moves the entire list over. I might actually... Like you say, I almost want to switch the bars to center. But I kind of like having the numbers all together. It's probably possibly why it all ended up on the right anyway. And then this stuff... the opposite of 22 is... not 80. 78. That didn't move anything. Don't know what that was. Banner. Seems like a banner. Alright, so we need to do a little bit of... Okay, so actor frame. So the positioning is awkward because these things are positioned differently. We do see this 20, this stuff coming up a bit. It's like, now it's the right column, but we would have had to go through and change all the variable names because it would have been the left column before. Also, things aren't fitting like this, which is... I probably had it set up that way specifically so that the titles could go off the edge of the screen. You know what? I can probably... file was under Stepmania. I guess the text of that will end up overwriting that stuff. Maybe I could put some of the title and things over the lower end of the score bar. You wouldn't expect to see stuff there very often. And then sort of move stuff over that way. How? And then, yeah, I guess we keep this for now because I don't have anything else to put there. I mean, short of... Oh, no, we actually have to hit this in... Short of trying to put, like, this model or something. Which is mostly kind of behind-the-scenes stuff. So I don't know what to call this. It's... Banner column. And that is screen width. And... interesting. Oh. Wait, you're negative? Is that a left-right thing? Versus a center thing? How are we positioning you at negative? Well, we can try this. Actually, what is the... Okay, so yeah, the naming conventions here are all messed up. I've been in Elm style lately. Okay. Oop. Okay, so that is not it for the graph. So I have to remind myself what this thing is. Case sensitive, please. Which syntax does this thing use? Is it Z. Okay, so if we do search for this word, it's... I thought I tried that. Says that's X. Why are we giving it a negative X? Where does this put you? That's like not centered. It's not anything. Maybe it's... no. X minus... oh, maybe it has something to do with scale. Now, in theory, that just means the size of the graph. But that's not working out quite right. So we are in the center of the screen. Apparently. Oh, wait. Command XY for this frame. So we're going out to 4, 4, and then back to 2. Yeah. Wait, I left that at 0? Yeah, I left that offset at 0. Okay. I'm going to take a short break. I'll be back in a minute or two to see what we can do with the left side now. Whoa. That was a little bit of a close call.
So yeah, usually when I start a little farm and all that,
Sports, talented with the arts, she was a tragic heroine who died at 18. When did she die? Like 25 years ago. There was a student named Aya that went here 15 years ago, wasn't there? Who knows? I'm busy. Just get out of here. Yeah, fine. I leave the school. Granted, he wouldn't know anyway, because teachers have to move schools every 5 years. I wore myself out.
Pure TX up there. Can I cut this? Yep, I can go. And can I? Nope, I can't delete that. But yeah, that has to be pure. That has to be pure health. Right, and run that along there like that as well for reasons. Right. Okay. You know, we'll make this entire front just pure TX. No, I pulled this out for... ooh, modification station fragment. Yes, please. Alright, that's a 3 of. Okay, so this is a little bit bright for Rex. And it's in my face sometimes. Alright. Probably time to go get some air. Okay, welcome back. So is that the score graph? No, this is the score graph. Banner. So this is the song list as a whole. You know what? Actually, I need to... Oh, I'm not even seeing the line here. No, what? That doesn't have a line. This has a line. Which is in the way wrong position now. So all this overlay stuff. So we need a... like a... Alright, and then the overlay stuff. This also used to be over 0.4. So I think I got that as a base position, and then did offsets from there. Ooh. Wait, did I do Control F2 or calling XY on bad self? I probably auto-completed the wrong thing. Song list. Column. It's like we're in the overlay. And that's almost right. Why is that almost right? Wiggle left. Oh, is it the left and the right edge or the left and the right arrow? No. Actually, I think the arrow, or the right line has the arrows attached to it. So we've got a baseline. We've got a scale times 600. Oh, no, actually, for the current stage, that's probably about right. Thinking that was for the entire thing. Plus, we bumped it a bunch, so who knows? Okay, so that fixes the overlay. Now, is song list item all of this? Meter text, meter bar, title, group, note per second, artist, step author. Yeah, it's everything. This could be awkward. Let's checkpoint this. So swap left and right. That was the Vim file. So for this, I want to try moving probably this stuff into here and then getting the steps outside that, perhaps. Then this whole thing can move over and be back to center-ish. The awkward bit about that is that then this isn't strictly measured from here. Maybe I could treat that as the center line. Just how some other things are placed. All right, spacing, bar height, bar width, data width, text width. Never used that one. Maybe that was from some older layouts? So XX, flow width. Meter bar. Meter text, meter bar, title group. NPS text, NPS bar. Flow width. Meter text. Okay. Oh, so is this not drawing any of the graph itself? No, there's predicted score. Score text. Flow width minus. So what we want to do... So meter text, meter bar, we're fine with. NPS bar, we're fine with. What if we just did x equals 0? Negative spacing. For title, group. This one, x equals x. What the... I don't know what to do with. Oh, you were already got reset. Okay, so I messed up the height without changing the width at all? Let's... Oh, so this is supposed to be that row. And this was supposed to be that row, which reset back to here. So I might have to do this more specific placement for each one. Oh, because this reset. Okay. And then artist is going to be there. And this I'm not sure about yet. That might work. I think we're doing plus 10 before. Oh, I think I switched these in the process of doing this. Title group. Artist, author. Oh yeah, I did. Alright, so this is turning into more of per item placement than anything we can really do consistently here. So title, artist, group, and this is where we want to move everything over. Column. I mean, it's kind of that minus 300, which is whatever. So it's going to be approximately centered. Maybe it does sort of move back to where it was, and then we just move the other stuff around within it. Not exactly. You've got a little bit of extra stuff on the right. I could if I bumped the graph stuff over, I might still be able to center that. And then song item. We have group and step author. X is you're at the negative. So you could be 490. Yeah, I'd need to extend some kind of boxing over there. Or set text XY. Wait. Yeah, I'm doing math to align to that side. So we could align to the other end. Whether that would look good, we don't know yet. So that means it's probably going to have to be more like... No, actually, it would end it the other way, but... That sort of works. Okay, still want something visual to better associate the songs. So unfortunately... Oh no, there's the flow backdrop. Okay, I guess that's some sort of global variable. Flow backdrop. So there's the flow backdrop. Oh, is an object which exists. Get child flow backdrop. Which is actually flow backdrop, which is a quad. So we would need the group backdrop. I don't know what SL is. Maybe it's in... I don't know. Maybe I copied that code from somewhere? Alright, so... group backdrop. It's not flow width, it's flow height. I mean, maybe it could be. Ooh. Set size 0, 0, flow width. That set size. Oh, XY, flow width divided by 2. Okay, the quad must be that size in all directions. I don't necessarily want diffuse. Can we just set diffuse? And maybe even just this? Okay, that seems to be a total failure. This is where we need Stepmania Lua reference. And I had this, like, hotbarred last year. I could always open up the other browser. Stepmania. Okay. Oh, I think the problem we have here is that you can't search nodes that aren't open. So we think this is probably an actor. Oh, it's just diffuse. Okay. Nope. Sex actors diffuse color. So let's put this back to 0 and see if we see anything. Can we maybe do a very different color? So all the other changes we've been doing have been taking... Oh, nope, okay, it's there. Oh, you know what? One thing I forgot to do. Probably doesn't help. Okay, so now that we can see it... And maybe it was just like... that set size, which we replace... offset divide by 2. Okay, so the XY is positive, right? Because we were trying to align it. That might only be negative flow width then. Well, it probably will have to be not exactly 1. Oh, right. You're offset by half, so you're offset by half. Now, if we take that and put it back to black, very faint, it might look like it's all part of one big quad. But part of the point of this quad was to indicate the proper range. Well, maybe if I jump back up. Oh, SL is simply love. I had to adjust the contrast there. Okay. Okay. Well, if we're gonna be, well, let's see how it looks first. I must have been picking it up from them, or from that theme. Yeah, that does seem, because it had a darker background. Does seem a bit much. Could actually use a little bit of margin. Is that an easy thing to adjust? Huh. Why did I do the fade effect before? I wonder if I could actually do this as... just go to 0? Because really we just kind of want to fade it out. We don't need to define an edge on this one. Well, you can kind of see the edge anyway. Do I still want to fade it out? Well, I guess having it at that position does provide that hard edge. And then we would need to do this because we're going to have that same color concern. It starts to make me wonder if there's a better way to do it. I actually kind of want... minus flow width. And once again, I might want some kind of margin. Yeah, that's... just push it back a little bit. But I'm not sure I want to go as faded on this, because there's not really... maybe because I originally wanted to reuse some of that space. So the only thing we've lost from our ordinary display is the song title. can see, well, I guess I could have shown current song information, but you wouldn't have been able to see it for like things after returning. All reshuffled. Reshuffle text in song list. All right, so does this cause full rerolls? It does not. That doesn't do anything. That's a full screen loop anyway. I probably need to do something to, so that does do a full reroll on that. I guess I can just refresh the page. So this would function like an well, I need to see what I've got available. Because like manual flow is manual flow weights. Manual flow edges. Right, that's the amount to go into the... Wait. No flow edges. We take that, we pass it to there, which does... This is bump flow. Yeah, manual flow weights. Manual flow. Yeah, we got into something else. Okay. So this is expecting... Ooh. Why? Weights. Why do we have stage? End distance. Maybe this is to do something with changing if I like go beyond my current stage. So stages is a point of insufficient abstraction. I guess I'm more interested in the wiggle. Build flow. Okay, so that's a rebuild. Menu right, menu left. That says it does a rebuild. Oh, maybe because that depends on the seed. Yeah, scale and offset. Flow scale in iPairs flow. So given a flow, sin times scale. Wiggle flow. It's called with 1. Flow dj.scale is the wiggle amount that we do. Wait. No, that has to be this, right? Math.random between 1 and 3. Okay, so this is the reset. And that is times I. Is target no? In I pairs flow. Oh, this is the index and value. Scale times that. Right, I would just have to make a continuous version of this. So instead of evaluating it at integer i's, we would do it at non-integer i's. But target plus. So if I made a really... No, I can't just do a really big array, because it's going to do integer i's. So what we really want is the ability to... Is there like a path primitive perchance? File path. There's quad. Shoot, how do you find... the available types of actors? Def. Def.quad. Maybe actor def? if that's a thing. Maybe this is... Shoo, man, where even is... So this would depend on an actual Stepmania. There's steamer docks. Okay, so actor frame, scroller, banner, meter display, yeah, I don't see any kind of generic path. So we're pretty much back to just lots and lots of quads. So I might be able to arrange to do this with our existing graph. What was it? Graph close. Name XY scale. That defines the graph. Get child score graph. Get dimensions of selection. Okay, maybe not. Maybe there's different kinds of graphs. Oh, the graph. Graph predictions. Oh, that's what reminds me. I wanted to evaluate predictions. Training test. Set point. So if that is XY, then the graph is X actual score, Y predicted score. So these would be the songs where I did much worse than expected. So graph set points. We make a graph, we set points on it. Graphs, score graph. Score graph set label. Get dimension of selections. A graph dimension of selections. Graph data dimensions. This looks like this graph with the highlighted point. Set size Y, yeah. So we need a single graph that appears, not banner, song list. Do we have any sort of container for this? Flow display. But that includes the banner. Actor frame song list. Actor frame list. This is sort of an overlay. Which means we probably want to have... Well, it just includes a graph. Okay, so that's the right indentation. Curve, graph. Now, this needs to be the same size as the song list. And is that size or position? I think it's a little bit of both. So we have song list column. And what determines... See, the wiggle line is... times screen height. That should get us a black box at least. Oh, this might not be an even scale. Are you invisible by default? Background, visible true. Yeah, so that seems to not be... Oh, maybe the overlays are only shown... Okay. Oh, man, I don't remember... Oh, there it is. What the... That's 0, 0, huh? Oh, because it's within this container. So that's 0. The size is probably too... The lack of a one-to-one scale may make this tricky. So our x is what? Song list overlays. Song list scale. Oh, if I scaled this entire thing... No, don't seem so. Where is song list item? Because we have to give that data, right? Like, didn't it get a flow width? Oh, well, that's just a constant. So that means you should be 300 and half of 75 gets a little bit awkward. And that was the wrong direction. So this didn't entirely work either. We go right, we go left. Well, it's scale. Oh, okay, so that gets passed in somewhere. Gotcha. Where does that come from? Local scale equals song list scale. I would call that centered over it. The problem is that everything else we've done, we've wanted a 1-to-1 scale. XY scale, self-zoom scale. Well, I'm mainly interested in frequency. So that might kind of work. So now where the heck do we set this? No, I need the base one. Given a graph data. Training history. Evaluate predictions. Item. Add point I divided by data. Okay, so that's... So I don't have to worry about scale too much. Wiggle flow. We need like a high-res version of this. Scale, we actually don't care. What we care about is the... I mean, we could actually use that. What we care about is that we go from... is it... Okay, it's just number of items. What was the syntax for I equals blah, 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 blah? Is there a step on that? Yeah, length selections. Step is unfortunately a very common word here. Well, Lua for loop. Var equals... Okay, so we can... It's just a third parameter. For I equals... I think it starts at 1 to... flow in... I don't know, these are probably about 10 pixel bits. $10, $20. Oh, this is rewriting the flow. So manual flow creates it and returns it. Oh, we actually need to care about number of steps here. Because we are, in fact, so what we really need to do... so this does have to be integer. So we have to then do I times 0.1. So our local scale is going to be 10. Score graph. This is going to be curve graph. Oh, I had a thing that was graphs. So that's a different overlay. Song list, frame, get child, song list. Song list overlay is a global. Not cycle. No, I've lost the word. A curve. Song list overlay. And this is just graph data. Wiggle path. What is the flow? You get called from build flow, current flow. Okay, attempt to... What was it? Attempt to call global wiggle path a nil value. Pardon? Oh, no, it's defined above here. Now, this might be called before that's defined. What? Has to be a different one. Bump, bump, bump. Function update. Wait, what? Oh, pff. You. It's left over from last time. And global target. Oh, target is from you, so we don't care about that. Attempt to call method clear. Graph clear. Self.clear. Graph def actor frame with a clear method. Which probably means that curve graph is not a child of the thing we thought it was a child of. Song list overlays, which is something we never fetch. So what is song list overlay then? No, it's that. Perform pick. By selection for current page. Okay, so the flow graph. It might not be able to show because we're going to run into the other error first. Yeah. Oh, okay, that's like an old straight up version of it. Oh, but that's actually a different type of graph. That's not a graph data. We want another example of graph data that's working. Evaluate predictions. So we've got training history. Ooh, graph data isn't currently in use. Graph clear, graph add point. Wait, where is... Just graph, okay. Oh, no, that takes takes an argument. Y 0, 0, I item, max, add point, I item. What was your error? Attempt to call method clear. Curve graph exists. I must not be child of the right thing. Actor. Ooh. No, you. Yeah, song list overlays. Song list overlays equals self. Curve graph should be its immediate child. Actor frame, name equals name. What am I doing wrong here? Error, Lua report script error. Song list overlay. And it didn't print out diddly squat. Maybe if we can maybe get past here? Wait. Is this some sort of silent error? Okay. Script error occurred. Okay, so you can't just do that. Rec print table to stir. See if that does anything. Okay, that looks like context table. We've got our functions. Clear. Oh, graph data on curve graph. How about that? Hey. I went and saw it had 2 arguments, forgot about it. That looks like it could in fact be much higher frequency, but we actually need to evaluate that at much higher scale to see a curve out of it. Oh, I'm gonna need to rotate that to see it. Although I think that the frequency is about right. Oh, also it's zero base. This graph is zero base. So we're going to have to offset this. Oh wait, that's the... Wait, actually the output scale I don't care about. It's... and it's actually as long as... So that's going to be plus minus 1 essentially. Either 1 or 1.5, I'm not sure. See if that does it. Unfortunately... nope, that still didn't do it. Maybe it's 1. Okay, that's at least in range. So that frequency seems about right. The trick here is it's a table. And the way my graph data works, is there a... There has to be a rotate of some sort. Add rotation. Set actors base O, X, Y, and Z. So we have to figure out which axis it is. So curve graph dot base rotation Z. I don't know what the units are. Could be degrees, could be radians. Ooh. Actor expected got number. Oh, that's right. Gotta do colon to do the object-oriented style call. That looks like it's probably degrees. Oh, that affected all the right. Right. And this has that tempered a little bit. It looks like this is probably about the right orientation. For this and this. I'm not sure about... maybe. We just have to contend with the fact... that I guess we've taken possibly a 0, 0 and rotated it. So now aligning it is actually awkward. So if that is, well, no, if we just put it over a bunch, maybe it'll line up. Ish. So it's hard to say exactly how that stuff lines up. Because you'd have to know exactly, well, I guess it's where they round. And we're doing all the intermediate points. Huh. And the graph probably... I'd have to do a fair amount of thinking to see... Well, that's one way to reset it. To try and get the graph to line up exactly. But the thing I'm concerned about right now is that we're not like super frequency on it. And I think that reloading is going to be a relatively fast way. Oh, no, is it remembering the curve? Okay, that's approximately right. It's probably shifted a bit. Although if you think of that hitting about here, that hit, well, no, that would be about there. That would be more like top or bottom of it, maybe? Like if that sampled there, no, that would sample at the peak. This sample the bottom, it would be peak. Down a bit. Down a bit. Well, that's cooldown. But if we sample about there, about there, about there, that would kind of make sense. So far we haven't seen anything that was like way higher frequency than the actual output, which seems to be good. Those are all very middling. Yeah, I'd probably have to develop a custom graph that like highlighted the points that were exactly on a certain modulus, so that you could see where it was sampling from. But thus far, it appears that we are not doing like crazy high frequency curves. Just for a while, it felt like we were getting all the kind of whiplash ones. Now, it might even be that we're going edge to edge, that it's actually like sample here to sample here. So you actually want to shrink it down to where this was about in the center of there. The other thing I'm noticing is that having done this text with backdrop, I almost want this stuff to the backdrop as well. But so far, it seems to be matching up pretty good. And among these samples, it doesn't even seem extraordinarily super frequency. All right, well. So this is docs. We're not really using that one. Got all these little bits of code I keep around for very specific purposes. Debugging and development. Maybe I need to have like a separate file to keep that stuff in. So we've done that. I've actually kind of done that. It's been moved back from select music. I don't know. Man. Bumps. We're down in the UI control. Screen evaluation, screen select music. No, is there another? It probably is branch overrides. Base, select music or course. That goes to there. After gameplay. Select music or course, music or course. So I have to do base after screen select color, after profile load. Select profile. Oh, manual songs. So this is that screen going to player options. This is where we would have to look at base game, which I've moved out of themes default, not default, fallback. Not overrides. Man. Branch. Player options. Well, actually, it wouldn't be player options. Get top screen, go to options. Oh, back out of select music or course. No. Back out of stage information, select music or course. Yeah. I might have to... Oh, apparently had a label on that graph. Which we turned off, right? Yeah. SM online, select music or course. Game over or continue. Init, after init, title menu. After title menu. Start game. Evaluation screen, after gameplay. Through evaluation. After continue. Yeah, so I'm going to do some figuring to see if there even is a... Well, actually, there's... base.any select music. Oh, pre-screen. Which isn't available for, well, I guess I can override it in metrics. All right. That might be doable, but I need to take a short break. I'll be back in a minute or two. So it doesn't really say like node starting up anywhere, but, oh, no, wait. Well, Node Supervisor is a separate project that I'm using that auto restarts when things crash and stuff, which is occasionally annoying because I sometimes get things that crash every time. Dip-a-doo.
Because I'm gonna stop.
Run.
All right, let's see if we can figure this out. So, it's pre-screen from screen select music. So I must have switched this around. Is it ends up being metrics? Oh, I tried not to do that. So it is pre-screen. So we still want to go back to... it might just be... now isn't there a... reload metrics? Reload theme. I don't know how often it reloads metrics. There, it still calls the screen blank. Get that to fit a little bit better. Manual selection, and if we back out of here, okay, we do our little bit of tuning again, but we basically go right back to where we were. Wait, did I forget to? Well, that's a file we don't have to touch. I think I did. Yeah. Git add. Let's see. Debug code to view higher resolution. Wiggle wave. You are Stepmania proper. Back from select music. Returns to pick. Oh, I kind of wanted to label this. Do I have text in there? Average cost. Graph set labels. That is the label of the graph. Get child model, get child graph. Is a child, it's like the graph. Oh no, because it's name equals graph. Graph. Yeah, it's not just a standard basic graph. Model factors, COD cost. So what is? Oh, there's some text, right? Maybe. Font equals init command set text. Oh no, yeah, bitmap text. Okay. we have any other init command XY? Actually, it's going to be much like this. Hey, how's it going? This is going to be our our model x-axis label. Visible true. Going to be positioned similar to that. But not exactly there. And set text, we believe that this is the actual score. And we need to put this maybe... XY screen height times 4. Oh, because we're down from center. Well, we're doing some of this stuff at 3.6. We'll see how that goes. Did that crash? Oh, no, we're slow mode off. We're going to be on that tab to reload. Okay, so that ended up on top of the base graph label. That ended up too high. And maybe a little bit closer so we can see it. And then the tricky one is going to be positioning the other one with rotation. So that's center. Screen height. Estimated score. Oh man, I can't even see that. I guess we're going to have to go a little bit more incremental. Oh, no, times 5. No, 0.5, thank you. Still can't see it, though. Okay, there's estimated score. We want... Oh, maybe it has to be 0. Okay. And then this is... Okay. So you were also 0? Okay. And then, might be base rotation Z. Oh, nope, that was it. I might want to go, what is it, 270? And slightly closer. Yep. Wow, that really jumps you. And that's too much. Ah, give me Windows. And so the estimated scores definitely hit a wall. Interesting. Now, are we confirming? Believe that's right. Graph predictions. We are passing set point, score, prediction. A set point, one would presume, would be XY. Incremental graph prediction still, score prediction. Score prediction. So that should be accurate. Which actually isn't a thing that we had in our notes. Label model graph. All right. That seems to have gone relatively good. So I guess it's time to... You know what? I should check this out real quick. Doesn't cover things up. Cool. Or rather, the camera doesn't cover up any numbers or anything we're going to care about here. All right, well, that's it for hacking on this. Now I'm going to... well, I don't know. Depending what you're interested in. If you're interested in Lua programming, I'm done for the morning. If you're interested in Stepmania, I'm going to be coming back to play it very shortly. I do want to drop the stream for a bit to change settings. Right now I'm on high resolution for seeing code. I want the actual gameplay to have a little bit higher frame rate. And that's just the bit rate trade-offs I need to make. So I will be back in a little bit if you want to be hanging out. Meanwhile, I'll set this up for next time. Thanks to everybody for hosting me. This is normally where I'd host somebody else, but I'm going to be back in a little bit. We'll do that after dancing. So yeah, see you in a little bit.